An aggressive diet is the best way to lose body fat because no other method will see you drop as much body fat, retain as much muscle mass, and have hunger levels so low you don't even feel like you're in a deficit. But an aggressive diet isn't as simple as figuring out your deficit and jumping in. If you want to make sure you lose the maximum amount of body fat you can in your aggressive diet fat loss phase, don't fuck up your relationship with food at the end, and have the motivation to see you up to 5 weeks through to the end, you need to prime yourself in the month before you start. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what to do so you can lose up to 10 kilos of body fat with your first aggressive diet. Hi, I'm Josh and I've been a coach for 6 years now. And in that time, I've helped over 150 clients drop body fat and get leaner faster than they thought possible without hating their lives. And now I'm here to help as many lads as I can do exactly the same. If you're wondering what an aggressive diet is, check out this video where I go into this fat loss method in way more detail. The TLDR is we're reaching your maximum rate of fat metabolisation with a massive daily deficit. One that'll see you lose over a kilo of pure body fat every single week and kill your hunger after every meal so you won't even feel the massive deficit that you're actually on. But to do that, we need to do a priming phase that I'm going to split up into 2 parts. The month before and the week before. The 30 days leading up to your aggressive diet are absolutely key for nailing the 3 to 5 weeks you'll be in a deficit, because we need to put you into a state of being ready to diet. This doesn't mean you're going to be shoving your face into an all-you-can-eat buffet every night. We're not trying to give ourselves more body fat to lose in the month before we start. Instead, we're making sure you feel full food freedom in your diet, because I'm not going to beat around the bush. An aggressive diet doesn't leave room for flexibility with your food. We're creating a deficit so large with calories so low so you can reach your peak rate of fat metabolisation. A fat loss phase where you can lose weight eating the foods you love, this is not. But that's the trade-off with an aggressive diet. And this won't work if you're restricting the food that you're allowed to eat in the run-up to your aggressive diet, because we can't have any cravings or feelings of deprivation in the run-up to the next 3 to 5 weeks. And that's why you have to spend the month before eating what you want. Not stuff in your face, but having a biscuit when you fancy one, or a takeaway on a Friday night when you just can't be arsed cooking. Because then the reality of no treats or junk food for the next 3 to 5 weeks doesn't feel or sound so bad. You also need to spend this next month smashing your training. And I'd personally recommend doing some 3 or 5 rep max testing while you're at it, because your training performance is gonna suffer while you're in an aggressive diet. We're absolutely off the train to PB City over those 3 to 5 weeks. Don't stress though, training while you're in an aggressive diet is purely to retain all of the muscle mass you already have. We might build some muscle, but I wouldn't bank on it. That's what we're going to use the months and months after your aggressive diet to do in your next muscle building phase. The week before your aggressive diet is all about preparation, because this is not a fat loss phase you can just wing your way through. So stock up on everything you're going to need over those 3 to 5 weeks. Have all of the supplements you need from day one and have all of your food planned out and stocked up. You might think that sounds mental, but this diet is going to be really restricted out of necessity. So it's going to be ridiculously easy to plan out all the meals you're going to be eating and just stock up on the ingredients. Trust me when I say the last thing you want in an aggressive diet is to open up your fridge and not see a bunch of food that's ready to eat. And this is especially true for the first 3 to 5 days of your aggressive diet, which are by far the hardest. This is where your hunger hasn't settled and you haven't hit hunger utopia yet, which is when your hunger drops off a cliff. You want to make getting through those first 3 to 5 days as simple as possible with as little cooking required as you can. Because once you pass them and you've hit hunger utopia, it's an absolute breeze to stick to an aggressive diet. Preparation is going to carry you through that first week, and then you just rinse and repeat as the kilos fall off. Most fat loss phases you can just start, because the flexibility you'll have means you can just wing your way through those first couple of days. And that's why fat loss progress is so slow when you allow that level of flexibility, and why you get bored with how little your physique is changing and end up sacking them off. An aggressive diet doesn't work like that. The whole point is we're achieving a rate of fat loss so high that we're going to see physique changes every single week. So the priming phase is arguably more important than the 3 to 5 weeks you're going to spend in your aggressive diet, because without it, you'll struggle to even get to day 5. That is why you cannot skip this month. But it's also why, if you stick to the principles I've outlined in this video and follow the structure that I cover here, you'll lose more body fat than you thought possible for the 3 to 5 weeks you're in an aggressive diet. And I wouldn't be surprised if you have people checking your ass for jab scars. Well, what's left of your ass. In a bit.